Hey, it's Wim Kerkhoff here. In this video, I want to talk about why I'm investing into emotional intelligence. So I used to be like the typical technician and entrepreneur, all about the technical skill, loving that, building my company, but weak on soft skills, the touchy-feely stuff. And I wish I had learned a lot more about those things a lot earlier. I would have been so much further ahead with all of my companies. I've made a lot of mistakes with this, leading to losing clients, losing team members, and holding them back. So that's why we're investing into this a lot more and more, and I believe you should as well. So, speaking to company owners, CEOs, managers here specifically. So, I've got 3 points here. First one is IQ versus EQ. If you look at your typical tech company, to be successful, you need an IQ, like technicians' IQ, about 120 is enough to be successful in their career. And most technicians are already at least 150. That's 115. That's why they're in that role. So clearly, the difference to success is not learning more tech skills, improving math, etc. Obviously, have those and keep studying those, get your degree, all those things. But the real difference is the emotional skills, soft skills, being aware of what we're doing, or our feelings, our emotions, our needs, how to communicate those, and be aware of other people's as well, their emotions, where they're at, and relating to them. So that's emotional intelligence, intelligence quotient versus intelligence quotient versus emotional quotient. So be very familiar with these and integrate those to your business. Number two, there's hidden costs when you're set up you're focusing on high IQ and ignoring EQ. You end up having more conflict management. One person I listened to said, hey, you average might be 1 or 2 hours per week dealing with conflicts. That adds up. There's drama. There's office politics. There's a cost of poor hires. If you have to let somebody go or they quit after 2 months or 3 months or 6 or 9 months, that's a huge cost because you haven't had a return on them. You've paid them, paid their benefits, and dragging down team morale. It's hard on that person. It looks bad. That's a huge cost. And then you got to go through your hiring process. Huge cost related to that. Mental health is huge with burnout, anxiety, depression. I had a burnout experience last year. I've had employees go through it. And so much of it can be avoided with good coaching, talking about mental health, emotional health. That there's a lot of hours wasted. Sometimes it's unexpected. Somebody disappears, takes a sick day because of emotional reasons, of stress, of burnout. And it could be a couple of weeks. I've had employees with that. But sometimes it's not obvious that they're gone. It's just low productivity, delayed results, there's tension, there's ineffective meetings, which is a hidden time and profit thief. So number three is, what is the return on investment of investing into emotional intelligence? Well, I believe that it's huge. I think it could be 100 times return. It could get your company ahead 10 times, however you want to measure it. Looking at profit, the value of it, and long-term healthy growth. I think you really need the emotional intelligence, the mental health in your team, and systems and processes to support that to be around 10 years, 30 years, 50 years, playing the infinite game. The number one asset for most companies is, at least for a tech company, it's not the buildings, it's not the cars, it's not the computers or the servers or the hardware, it's the people in our business. They're doing the creative work, working with clients, doing all these things. And if you look at how do you measure the quality or the return on our people, it's the sum of the relationships. There's even one toxic relationship, just two people that are not resonating well and not getting along, that's going to impact the entire company and all your results and results of the entire company. There's retention. As I mentioned, there's a cost of hiring. If we can keep our people longer, instead of an average of, let's say, 2 years, keep them 4, 5, 10 years, that's a huge return. If they can keep promoting in their career, if their dreams fit inside the vision for a company, that's huge. Keeping them around, they're feeling good, they're feeling productive, that they're contributing, going home, feeling well, and looking forward to going to work the next day, that's huge. And some of this is by hiring well, not just on the technical skills and what's on their resume and what degree they have, but on core value alignment, attitude, and the emotional skills. We use the Traction EOS has the people analyzer tools. We use that in our hiring and in our performance review process, giving feedback, setting goals, and improving that. Having more team members that are coachable, that want to be coached, given feedback to, and that could be lateral with their manager or a coach within your team, and people are able to coach others, that's huge. It's a huge multiplier. I'm seeing it happen in my business, and we're just getting started. And then the value of teamwork. If people can collaborate very cohesively, working on things, you get better decisions, better creativity. You're moving quicker. You're not depending all on one person. So to wrap up, covered 3 things: IQ versus IQ. Be aware of that. Number 2, there's hidden costs with not investing into EQ. And then number 3, talking about what's the return on investing into it. And so, what do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Are you getting good results with emotional intelligence, mental health initiatives you got going? Would love to hear about it. Do you want to hear more topics about this? We do have webinars planned. Let me know. Post in the chat or connect to me on LinkedIn. I'll put the link into the video description below, and you can reach out and get a conversation going. I love talking about vision and culture with tech CEOs. So if you want to do that sometime, drop me a note and we'll get that scheduled.